Hey guys, welcome back to another global event build video. So this week is the Hollywood event, and this event allows for some huge damage and crazy clear speed on open world activities. And I'm not gonna lie, I never really used to like this event, but that was because I never really put together a proper build for it. And with this grenade launcher build, it's actually super fun, and you can clear open world activities like public executions super fast, earning you tons of stars. So with that, let's take a look at this build. Okay, so the first thing you have to do if you want to play any of the global events is that you have to activate it first. So you're going to hit Start, go to the Crossroads menu, come up here to Events Timeline, and it's right here, 6 days, 13 hours left, and then you open it and you have to activate it right here. And when you activate this, this will automatically deactivate seasonal modifiers if you're using them. You can't have them both on at the same time, you have to choose one or the other. And the reason why you might want to choose this is if you do these activities, you'll unlock cash rewards here. And there's all different kinds of caches. And if you've never done the Hollywood event before, this will actually be a backpack trophy. And then you'll get these stars right here that you can spend at the base of operations or the haven. So here I am at the White House. You're just going to run through this gate, and the seasonal vendor is right here. And you can spend your stars on any of these caches right here. And if you're new or returning, I would probably spend most of my stars on these named caches. You can get a lot of Dark Zone exclusive named items in here, and there's just a lot of good named items in general. And what I probably wouldn't do is spend them on exotic caches, because you can see here 20 stars, that's pretty expensive. And there's a lot easier way to get exotics in the new season with priority objectives. So you can see right here there's an exotic item reward if you do this PvP activity. And then if you don't like any of these activities, you can re-roll these a few times. So let's try this again. Didn't really get anything here, but ideally you'd want an open world activity here and an exotic item down here. And they're super short, super quick to do. And the last thing, which is also very important, is that all unspent stars will be lost when the global event ends. So if you don't spend these stars by the time the global event ends, they will get deleted forever. They do not carry over to anything, so you need to spend them. So now let's take a look at the Hollywood global event details really quick. So for the Hollywood event, damaging shielded enemies with explosives, EMP, or specialization weapons will blow up their shields, causing them to drop special ordnance. And the special ordnance is the specialization ammo. So the build in this video is going to be using the explosives to blow up their shields. Alright, so since this build is using the grenade launcher, let's look at the specialization first. So you're going to be using the specialization demolitionist, and this is going to give you the grenade launcher, and this is also going to give you an extra 10% explosion damage. Then down here, you want to make sure you have whatever primary weapon you're going to be using selected here for some increased weapon damage. You won't use this too much, but the tank enemies usually survive the explosions, so you want to take them out using your primary weapon to conserve your special ammo. So for this build, I'm using 3 pieces of Tip of the Spear, the Ninja Bike backpack, the Contractor's gloves, and the Foxprayer knee pads. So let's look at the Tip of the Spear stuff first. So the 2-piece gives 20% signature weapon damage, 3-piece weapon damage, and the 4-piece is aggressive recon. And getting a signature weapon kill gives 15% signature weapon damage. And then it gives a little bit of reload speed, which is nice, and then it automatically regenerates signature weapon ammo every 60 seconds. So for the attributes, I rolled armor on here, and these attributes down here don't really matter with the signature weapon. So you can roll armor regen down here, or you can just roll crit in case you have to pull out your primary weapon. And then I put a protection from elites mod on here. Then for the chest, I rolled the core attribute to armor, just so I'm not so squishy. Then again, this attribute doesn't really matter too much, so I just left it as headshot damage. And then I have a Protection from Elites mod on here. And this has the talent Specialized Destruction. This is going to increase your aggressive recon signature weapon damage from 15% to 30%. And then every third signature weapon kill generates signature weapon ammo. So between the chest generating ammo, the gear set bonus generating ammo, and the event giving you tons of ammo, as long as you don't just completely spam your grenades, you pretty much have infinite grenades. Then for the holster, I have armor crit chance. For the backpack, I'm using the Ninja Bike backpack. This allows me to get the 4-piece bonus of the tip of the spear while only using 3 pieces. And I have a Protection from Elites mod on here. Then for the gloves, I'm using the Contractor's gloves. And pretty much none of this matters except for this damage to armor. That's why I'm using these gloves. Then kind of same thing with the knee pads. I'm using Foxpair knee pads. And the only reason I'm using this is for this 8% damage to targets out of cover. Now, one thing you can do if you don't have one or either of these pieces is you can use a China Light piece for this 15% explosive damage. And then because we're using the Ninja Bike backpack, you can also use a piece of Grupo. And then you'll get this 20% explosives damage here. Then for the skills, I'm using the Jammer Pulse. And this will hit enemies within a certain radius with an EMP that will also blow up their shields. And I usually don't use this, but this is here just in case I happen to be running low on my grenade launcher ammo. And then the second skill, it doesn't really matter, you can use whatever you want. I just have a shield here, but I don't use it. For the weapons, you can use whatever you want. I have a St. Elmo's here because it's one of my favorite guns, and I have a lot of expertise in it. But you'll need your primary weapon occasionally because tank enemies usually don't die in the big explosion, and you'll have to gun them down with your primary weapon. And then for the signature weapon, my grenade launcher does have 10 expertise in it. Then for the stats, there's not a whole lot to see up here. So I have a little bit of crit chance, crit damage for whenever I have to pull out my St. Elmo. And then I have 10% explosives damage, 1.5 million armor, no armor on kill, no armor regen, and 39% protection from elites. So that's the build, guys. Try it out, let me know what you think. Have fun earning those global event stars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Removed hostile protection. Incoming hostiles detected. detected.